Yo, I think y'all hear me. I don't know, I hope y'all hear me. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Jose Hustle. Every day, kind of a matter mental tussle every day, and we're back with another video. As you can see, I got a mic this time, so, a little up in quality. I hope everybody that's here is having a good day, has had a good day so far, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever, wherever, however. Just know that I hope you're doing good. And if you're not, then better. I love you. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I've been thinking about a couple of articles that I've been wanting to read here on the channel about, the Mario movie, right? That's going to be what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about a few articles I found on the Mario movie. I recently watched the Mario movie, and personally, it was pretty good. I really liked the movie for what it was. It was very enjoyable. I went with family, and, it was overall a great experience. So, I just wanted to talk about it because I've, since then heard a couple of questionable arguments about the movie. And yeah, I guess just a quick disclaimer. I don't really plan on doing too many news, politic, article related things like that on the channel, unless it's articles that interest me or articles that maybe you guys might have an interest in the future. So if you do want me to read some stuff in the future, let me know down in the comments below, and we'll get to it if I feel like it and if the article is worth reading. But anyways, let me open up the article. It's on my phone right now. I'm gonna be reading it on my phone, and you guys are just gonna be watching my beautiful face with my partially fucked up hairline that's since grown since my last haircut, but I don't really give a fuck right now. This article, I found it on QueerT. It's this website. I just honestly just looked for some articles about the movie and what people thought about it, and this article is essentially going to be talking about Chris Pratt in the movie, his relation to the movie, among a few other things. So yeah, let's see what this is about. Alright, so this article, the title is "The rollout for the new Mario movie is already kind of a disaster, and it's all Chris Pratt's fault." Chris Pratt, fuck you. If you're here in this video, fuck you. It's your fault the movie did so good. Spoiler alert, looks like Chris Pratt is going to need a super mushroom power-up or two to make it through the press cycle for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because the animated film's still a month away from release and Nintendo fans are not letting off easy. This article is a little old, from March, so it's pre-release of the movie. It all started back in September 2021 when the gaming company announced the voice cast for the big screen adaptation of their beloved characters. As far as animated blockbusters go, it's a typically star-studded ensemble featuring a mix of buzzy names, everyone from Jack Black to Anya Taylor-Joy, designed to excite the broadest audience possible. So Jack Black plays Bowser, and Anya Taylor-Joy, I believe, played Peach in the movie. And there's a couple other names there as well, like Seth Rogen, he was in the movie, and Charles Martinet, he was in the movie. Those are a couple of names that I recognize. Notably, these characters, who have appeared in countless Super Mario games as well as Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., and many more franchises, all have pretty iconic voices already, despite largely communicating through catchphrases and brief exclamations during gameplay. In other words, there were already going to be some creative liberties taken into bringing them to a narrative feature. But folks were especially heated when it was revealed that Pratt would be voicing Mario, the mustachioed Italian plumber and hero to the Mushroom Kingdom. Sure, Pratt's not Italian, but it's more that he doesn't sound anything like the Mario we've all come to know and love. Fans took umbrage with that, especially because another actor by the name of Charles Martinet has been voicing the character in various games and spin-offs for 30 years now. Surely he was available. And like I said earlier, he was actually in the movie. He was in the I think in the head cast names when the little trailer dropped or some shit. Things only got worse when the first trailers and clips of the Super Mario Bros. Movie dropped, and this version of Mario sounded an awful lot like, well, he sounds just like Chris Pratt, funny enough. Because it's Chris Pratt, he ain't gonna sound like Pratt Chris, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's not just video game sticklers obsessed with sticking to the canon upset with the casting. There's also a pretty vocal subsection of the internet that could be considered anti-Chris Pratt, and for good reason too. Okay, so video game sticklers obsessed with sticking to the canon. If they stuck to the canon of the movie, then bro, there probably be like 10 lines the whole fucking movie. These people don't talk in the games. They just fucking box, bro. They duke it out, bro. You talking about punching some really finna blow your whole shit up. Imagine a movie where instead of there being like actors who speak, they literally have chat bubbles like in the video games. Like, that shit would be stupid. I'm not watching that. I'm lying, I already do. It's called anime with subtitles. The actor has famously been a member of the Hillsong Church, a celebrity courting megachurch known for being anti-LGBTQ+. And no matter how much he may try to publicly preach about love and acceptance, there's the fact that Pratt follows, or at least has previously followed, right-wing extremists like Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, and even the anti-gay hate group Turning Points USA on social media. It's no wonder he has been dubbed the least favorite Chris in Hollywood. Okay, so they're bringing in his religious ties into the conversation for their reasons, right? So as press for the Super Mario Bros. Movie ramps up in advance of its April 5th release, the amount of folks speaking out against Pratt has reached a fever pitch, so much so that the filmmakers felt compelled to step in and say something. In conversation with Total Film Magazine, co-directors Michael Jelenic and Aaron Horvath defended the decision to cast Pratt, quoting, "For us, it made total sense," says Horvath, as the directing duo explained the movie's idea was to tell the origin tale of how... Why am I forgetting how to speak English, bro? What the fuck? As the directing duo explains, the movie's idea was to tell the origin tale of how an everyman who happens to be a Brooklyn plumber from a family of Italian immigrants becomes Super Mario, the guy who would go on to save the Mushroom Kingdom countless times over. So therefore, they wanted Pratt because he's really good at playing a blue-collar hero with a ton of heart. Horvath adds, "For the way that Mario is characterized in our film, he's perfect for it." Okay. So I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, if you're going to characterize Mario as a more realistic, everyday plumber who goes on to turn into the Super Mario that we know and love, I think that's a pretty cool way to characterize the Mario in the movie. And if Chris Pratt, who at least from my knowledge, he does seem to put his all and his heart into the movies that he makes. The movie that I have watched, which isn't really a lot, I don't really tend to watch too many movies, let alone movies with Chris Pratt. But the ones that I have watched, he definitely has, some really good acting, and he seems to really put in work into those acting. So it makes sense for them to cast him if that's what they're looking for, in accordance to Mario and the plot that they're trying to build around him and the story. But the thing is, to a lot of people, Pratt's not the hero with a ton of heart. Far from it, actually. Especially if you consider all the hate-spewing conservatives he chooses to follow online. That doesn't feel very heroic to us.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Especially when you consider all the hate-spewing conservatives he chooses to follow. But has he said any of this hate-spewing shit? That's kind of a shitty argument to say that because he follows these people, he's like not suited. He doesn't have a hero's heart, and he's not capable of playing Mario because he follows some quote-unquote hate-spewing... What's it called? Hate-spewing conservatives. So this is really politically driven, as you can see. Anyways, of course, there's nothing that can be done now. The movie's in the can and will be hitting theaters before you know it. In the meantime, leave it to the internet to continue pointing out why Pratt should not have this role. We'll leave you with this fan edit of Pratt and his Super Mario co-star's recent visit to the Kelly Clarkson show, which dutifully underlines just how little the actor seems to understand about this iconic character and these beloved games. And then there's like a little video there. I'll probably put it up, why not? I'll probably put it up when I edit the video just to see what this video has in store, right? But yeah, that's the article. So yeah, let's just talk about it real quick. So yeah, after reading that article, it just seems like a lot of people do not like Chris Pratt, at least according to this article, because of his alliances with who he follows on social media and his religious ties, which is kind of like an ass reason for people to say that he shouldn't be voicing Mario. I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I first heard his voice in the trailers, I felt the same way, but not because of all this shit. I felt more so like, is he gonna be a good voice fit for Mario? Is it gonna sound right? That didn't sound kind of convincing that it would be a good Mario voice fit, Chris Pratt. But fast forward, I watched the movie, and you know what? me personally, I think Chris Pratt did a pretty good job. You know, it didn't seem too off-putting. It wasn't too distracting. Like, I didn't think about it, not even once when I was watching the movie. You know, I was just so taken by the just the movie itself. You know, all the cool Easter egg references, just the overall dope characterization of what Mario fans like myself have come to know and love. You know, they had Rainbow Road, they had a little Mario Kart section in there, they had all that dope platforming. Like, it was cool, and it was all in a very, you know, short yet likable presentation. You know, the Mario movie really it really felt like Mario. You know what I mean? Like, you looked at this movie and it was like, yeah, no, this is Mario. Obviously it's fucking Mario, but I don't think that it's really a justifiable reason to hate on Chris, because he has ties with conservatives and with you know, because of his religious beliefs and what they follow. You know, maybe it's not his religious beliefs per se, but more so like their ties. Like, but you know, he has nothing to do with the ties of the others. You know, those are their ties. You know, he has the direct ties he has with those people, like of the church and of, you know, following people on social media. That's the tie. But like, you know, their tie, like, that has nothing to do with Chris. So to say that he is not a good fit because he follows this, that, and the third, and da, you know, like, that's a shitty argument, you know. And I feel like people just want to have a reason as to why a certain person shouldn't be fit for a role. You know, there were some people saying, you know, why not cast Charles Martinet as the voice actor for Mario? And he's the original, you know, he's the original voice actor for Mario since like the very beginning, you know, if I'm not mistaken. He's been voicing Mario for over, like they said, 30 years, you know, a long time. And he was actually in the movie. You know, I think him being in the movie was another Easter egg, in the sense that, you know, like, this is actually Mario. And he was in the movie, I believe, in like the very beginning and then in the end. I think the reason they might not have wanted him to be the original voice actor for Mario is because this is kind of like an origin tale. So it's in a sense a retelling of how Mario came to be, like the director was explaining in that magazine, right? Like, this was an origin tale of how an everyday plumber became Super Mario, right? So I feel like, in a sense, it helps to reinvent, you know, what we already know by using completely different voice actors. And mind you, the characters, they don't even really talk like that, but you know, it just helps in sense of creating a new image for this movie. That's part of the reason that they chose to go with Chris Pratt. You know, another reason anyways, other than the hero with heart reason that they gave. I heard, you know, other arguments, I think on Twitter maybe, about people wanting to include LGBTQ plus characters in the movie too, and that because the movie didn't include any of these characters, they should cancel the movie overall. I wonder how this person would react to there being LGBTQ characters in the Mario movie. I wonder if they'll see that in a more positive light than they see Chris Pratt voicing Mario, because according to this article, that's another reason why Chris Pratt shouldn't have been Mario, is because his ties to his religious beliefs have anti-LGBTQ beliefs. But would you want LGBTQ people being a part of Mario? Something that's never been LGBTQ to begin with? Personally, I wouldn't want LGBTQ characters in Mario, you know, a franchise that has never included those things. I think that stuff is not meant for this kids game franchise. Let them grow up, let them find things out for themselves. But, you know, that's just another little side argument that I heard about, you know, on the net. And, you know, that's just what I think about this article to really wrap it up. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Jose Hustle. And just want to let you know this is just part one of a two-part video. I just wanted to split it because it was starting to get a little bit long. So I'm going to be uploading this part separately, and the second part I will be working on it and uploading that shortly thereafter. So you guys enjoy this video in the meantime, and I will see you guys, and we are out of here. Deuces.
Mario's voice is, it's a guy named Charles Martinet does the voice from the comics. It's
Yeah, Pratt sound kind of stupid. Ain't never been no comics from Mario, at least to my knowledge. Just been games, pretty much. But maybe even getting mixed up with Marvel. All these Guardians of the Galaxy movies got him fucked up right now.
The video game itself doesn't truly explore so much the character of Mario. The Mario or Luigi or Peach or Bowser or Toad, and Wario, these characters are all just kind of avatars for the player.
All right, I don't know. Whoever edited that part, I think they're kind of reaching. Like, I understand completely what he means by avatars. It made it look like he was, like, dehumanizing them, like if they weren't shit. But I think he was just explaining himself, and he so happened to describe them as avatars in this part. You know, nothing crazy. They reaching.
And so when they wrote this script and they reached out to me about doing it, it was really kind of like, how are we going to flesh out this character? And who is this guy? Like,
oh, that's not so much. So?
Yeah, again, this is another reach. This is a worse reach than the last one. I think they're just trying to make him look bad at this point for fucking up and asking questions. I'm pretty damn sure he's not asking who is this guy as in like nobody knows him, but more so who is he as in what is his character truly about, you know? What are his motivations? What is he really trying to do beyond what we already know about Mario? Everybody knows who fucking Mario is. So you guys need to relax. Stop reaching and trying to make my man Chris Pratt look bad. The only thing you guys probably got on him was the first part with the comics thing, but even that, you know, I think he just got mixed up in the words. So yeah, you guys are reaching, man. Stop reaching. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. So, you know, deuces.